And finally tonight, you remember when we had the midterm elections and I said, all we need is a one-seat majority, then we get the committees, and then we can do the investigations we need.
Yes.
Representative Cammack of Florida, you're on the most important one, I think, the Select Committee on the Weaponization of Government. That sounds really scary. They're weaponizing the government, and the Democrats are, oh, that's a waste of time. They've weaponized the government.
Absolutely. And when people start really thinking about what that means, the counterterrorism resources that are now being dedicated to tracking American citizens.
Yeah.
Your
who
data.
go to school board meetings or like to go to traditional Latin mass.
Exactly, I know.
They're the
it's
terrorists.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about the warrantless data collection that's taking place, law enforcement literally purchasing data from these brokers that are just casually collecting all your healthcare information, your kids' information, using that to target you. You think about how parents, as you said, they were labeled domestic terrorists for showing up at school board meetings.
Yeah.
They're now keeping a database of people who aren't vaccinated.
I was struck by the language FBI Director Christopher Wray used in that interview with Brett Baer. I can't wait for him to come before your committee, by the way.
Oh, we're excited.
But he was asked about the arrest of Mr. Houck in Pennsylvania, the pro-life activist. They sent over 30 FBI agents, armed agents.
Yes.
And he said, well, these decisions are made by the commanders on the ground. This is wartime language.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be cops. They're supposed to be federal law enforcement. Commanders on the ground.
Yeah.
Has the FBI sort of grown beyond what it was supposed to first envisioned to be?
100%. And we have had dozens of good men and women, rank and file FBI agents who have come forward as whistleblowers. They've come
That's so good to hear.
And these are the people who signed up because they love their country, they want to do good, but they're getting pressure from the political apparatus in Washington, D.C., pushing this agenda that is political, not policy, not based in an investigation status. They're pushing these narratives down to the field offices saying, no, you're going to go after these people even when it's not warranted. That's where the frustration lies.
There was a time when Democrats and the media, back in the 70s, 80s, they were all concerned about the growth of the FBI, of the surveillance state, of the CIA. You look at the things that they were saying back then. Now they're running cover for them all. 100%. What has happened there?
In so many ways, I feel like it's come around full circle. I have said repeatedly, I'm like, don't you have concerns about the collusion of big tech and law enforcement and government colluding to deplatform and censor people? Because at any given point, that can happen to you. When the minute they don't agree with you, it's game over.
Right.
I feel like that movie. What is it? Aliens. Was it Bill Paxton? Game over, man.
Yeah.
Game over.
Well, and I think cynically, it seems as though as long as they get to use those powerful tools against their political enemies, they're fine with it.
Yeah.
Republicans' response sometimes should be, well, okay, fine. Then when we win, we'll use them right back at you. But you're not doing that. You want to fix it. You want to reform it.
Yeah, I mean, the tit for tat, it may make you feel good in the short term, but it's not healthy for our constitutional republic. We have got to get back to the basics. We have got to scale back the scope of government, get rid of the regulatory regime that is really the new fourth branch of government. We've got to get that executive branch under control. So many of these things really are weaponization of the government against the people. And it's not just the things that we're talking about now, but the literal weaponization. Why does the Department of Education need $350 million worth of ammunition? Question of the day.
Good question.
Yeah.
It's certainly not to teach firearm safety to the children.
No.
Chairman is Jim Jordan of this select committee.
Yes.
Are you happy with the budget you have? Are you happy with the staff you have? Because this is inside DC stuff, but that's what makes a committee function well to get it done. Do you feel like you have the resources you need?
It is so difficult to stand up a committee of this magnitude quickly. That's the challenge. We're going to be getting up and running more and more. I think it'll be a few months, but when you think back to the church committee back in the 70s and what they were uncovering the original wiretapping and collusion of big tech, the telephone companies, and government that created the first watch list. They uncovered political hit jobs and assassinations abroad that were
J. Edgar Hoover and the CIA and all of the things that were going on.
These are the things that you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So we have to get 100% operational, and I know that there's a lot that we have to tackle, but I believe that there's more that we're going to uncover that we just we're not ready for.
And Democrats are standing in the way. Democrats are trying to block it and say this isn't necessary. That tells you everything.
And it's pretty rich coming from the people who gave us the January 6th
I was
going to
say, listen, I'm shocked that you even let them on the committee given how they selected that one. But You're one of the good ones. We love talking with you.
Thank you.
And you fight all of the right fights.
We try.
I really appreciate that.
We try.
Kat Cammack in Florida. A lot of good Republicans coming from Florida. Have you noticed that recently? The Gators?
Yeah, go Gators. Got a rep for the Gator Nation.
That's it for our special coverage of CPAC Day 1, but we'll be back right here for CPAC Day 2 tomorrow. Same time, same place. In the meantime, I'll see you on the radio.